Yeah, it won't, I will be writing my own book. Don't worry about that. That is on the cards, 100%.
We say it over and over again. Football's a simple game, and it's everything that we don't want on a Saturday.
It's everything I hate. Yeah, absolute baller. He was against the next Wayne Rooney. Telling you now.
To the ref, literally said, "Ref, if this carries on, we're going to stop the game and we're going."
I struggle to not say stuff in situations like that. I really have to bite my tongue. I took myself off from Preston's game at Cheltenham.
Gardening, bro.
Right, hang on a minute. Alexa, set a timer for 35 minutes.
35 minutes, starting now.
Good shout, that, innit? I feel like. Oh, how's that?
Why do
Very
I
hard
feel
to see me.
35 minutes of getting in with it, and we'll just be getting into it.
Yeah.
Cut it off.
Yeah, the timer will start going off. We'll go, welcome.
Literally.
Hey, why not, innit? Why not? I'm just messing about with my formation thing just in case we do jump onto that. Just in case. What do I play again?
It's got to be close to a 3-2-3 or something like that, isn't it?
It realistically is exactly that, yeah. It is a 3-2-3, but with more of a solid line at the back. That's exactly it, mate. Yes, thank you.
I'm in your head.
You're in my head. Thanos was right.
I got the clear cut today.
You had a clear cup last time. I only use them for like lattes and stuff.
The thing is, though, I do drink out of that black Playboy one.
Yeah, I know. And I still think that should be the one that you have on the pod.
All right, I'll have that on the next one.
Yeah. You know what we got on here, don't you?
Go on.
The false nine. He's there every time, mate. Every time.
Oh,
yeah. I don't actually know where to begin today. I'm all over the place, mate. That's been a day of days. It started with having to leave my son at the school and spin off and go pick up his little sister from a broken down truck. I was like,
where
oh mate, no car seat. It was like Harper lie down to not easier.
dear. What you like?
Oh, it's just life, isn't it? And then Emma rang me earlier and she said, keep this bit in the pod definitely as well. She said Harper was really upset at school today. And I said, why? What was the matter? And she was like, she was crying to her teacher because she wanted you. Like, just top dad, and I.
Wow.
Well, I'm not a dad, but yeah, top lad. Was right.
I got a guts full of pancakes.
Oh, mate, I haven't had a single one. That's why Preston sent me that voice note. You know that voice note I sent you? Yeah. Oh, Daddy, you forgot pancake day. Oh, yeah.
Well, I made some pancakes earlier, and Cobe, he had Nutella, jam, and golden syrup all in there.
Oh.
And he smashed the first one and he went, Dad, that's bloody lovely. Because you can have another one. I think he had about 3 or 4. Or his chops a lot.
Oh, that's not.
I had one left. I had one left in the mix. And I was like, do you want another one? He goes, I can't face another one, Dad. It's a bit of a sugar rush like that. Just gone to bed now. Hence why.
What are you? What do you have on your pancakes?
Mate, I just had a bit of Nutella.
Do you know what I have every time? Sugar and lemon. That's it. I'm proper vanilla with a pancake.
Yeah, I didn't buy any lemon because it would only be me that'd have it, and I thought it's just a waste.
I've always got lemon juice. Mate, oh god, now I really want pancakes. Definitely gonna go cook some pancakes.
Put your laptop over and we'll just do it while you're cooking.
Oh, I ain't got the laptop. I'm on the phone again.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, I was in a rush. Laptops. I didn't leave the laptop on site today. At least it is indoors. I got to do a write up of everything from today. It's been a fun day. The Monday, but that's a good like 11 hours in, so we're sweet.
So what's about that?
Yeah, I gotta clock them up because I keep running off to go and mark pitches and do podcasts. And on Friday I'm having a day off so I can coach the school team. So
Oh, big time.
honestly, I got 3 renovations on the go, and they have not moved. They are stagnant, mine. I'm the worst builder alive, mate. I just don't care.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I fun in it.
It is, mate. It is.
Yeah,
I just watching a Madrid and Atletico game. That's a bit tasty.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very tasty.
I've been out of touch with football, mate. Anything past grassroots just doesn't exist to me anymore. Obviously,
Wow.
our predictions have took a hit because of our lack of time, and so is my Super Six because I just can't bear to. I hate the Premier League at the moment.
Mate, I still do my Super Six, but like as a Man United fan, I can't bet against them. So I've just been sticking
No,
I've just been sticking to draws every week.
I'd still be disappointed.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
It's. I've just listened to the Stick to Football podcast. Shout out our mate Gnev. No, you're listening.
Yeah, if you want, you can come on.
Yeah, but God, don't Roy Keane get animated in that one. It was the most recent one. Talking
Yeah,
about the Everton game. And I agree with Righty, to be honest. Like without Fernandez, we're literally relegation. Look at the
watching it
goals we scored.
Sunday again. If it wasn't for him, we ain't.
Yeah, it's relegation form. It's a relegation team. They look. Oh, I honestly, my under 10s could give them a game. Bad football.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's rough. Do you look at it like I wasn't a good footballer, but I give 110%. That's my thing.
And I don't. I gave 110% having to pay £5 subs.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. And after I'd had a skinful the night before.
With the kids, though, doesn't it? It's effort over ability.
Yeah, hard work beats talent.
You don't even have to be the best, as long as you try. I just think they should be put on performance-based.
We wouldn't have sight.
I don't think you can go wrong now for the rest of the season is chucking the 21s in there.
No, you can't, can you? Yeah. You can just say, look, you're not performing, so why should you play? Problem is we pay their wages.
Wow.
I'd be docking them. I'd be like, I don't care what's in your contract, I ain't paying you, take me to court. Like they're a joke. They're a joke.
We got bigger fish to fry now.
We have. And actually, I suppose it leads us on to our topic of the day, doesn't it? So should we get on with the pod?
We say this every week. I thought we'd start.
Yeah, no, we'll jump in. Welcome back to the Grassroots Podcast, another Zoom edition. Coming at you live.
I'm on holiday, really.
Yeah, Dave, I'm
You're at Butlins, aren't you?
I'm in a rural hotel in Italy. Just have my tiramisu for tea.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's another one where we just I don't know what the time is. I think we're at 20 to 10.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we are 20 to 10. Bang on. What a guess. Body clock, eh? And yeah, it's just been a day of days, hasn't it? Week of weeks, weeks of weeks.
I've said it before. I don't mind this.
No, and I'm sure that the people back home don't. And even some people have even been able to listen and watch all the way through.
Shout out.
Yeah. What was it? Scene 7 they had to say.
Scene 7.
Yeah.
All the way to the end.
So the rest of you might as well try and listen all the way through because you never know what you get.
Well, to be fair, he picked up some cards.
What did we do? We did 5 of each, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So let that be a lesson to you guys. It's not just like and subscribe. It's like, subscribe, and listen.
Yes. Yes.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, duck, dodge, and dive. Or something. But yeah, speaking of United and the shambles there, we thought we'd talk a little bit about training, didn't we?
Yeah. Especially now we're going. We mentioned it in the last one, didn't we? That we got 3 weeks left of what we call winter training on the Astro.
Mm-hmm.
Get back on grass.
Personally, can't wait for it to be over.
Well, yes and no. It means I got a bit more traveling, but
Yeah, that's the thing for you, isn't it? For me, I mean, I'm just gonna be dragging the balls, walking down the road. Nah,
Yeah.
I've got too much kit, haven't I? I am full on all the gear. I turn up there with a punch bag. I've got hurdles. I got cones. I got traffic cones. I got slightly smaller traffic cones. I got 20 bibs now. I got, oh mate, it's just
mate, I just rock up with bibs and cones.
Yeah, all right, big time. Yeah.
Literally.
Well, Jay said to me on Friday, I was like coaching the 13s, and Jay said, "Oh, can I borrow some cones?" I was like, "What have you come here with?" Well, I just got my balls. I was like, "Wow,
Amateur.
this is just not
I like
me."
going at the college though. We're like, well, we were going to go to Coalford, I think, but like when we was at the college, I used to get the mannequin out, and I used
Yeah.
to borrow your what do you call it, dog poles.
Yeah, yeah, the dog agility set, which is
Yeah.
completely ruined. That got snapped in like 3 weeks.
Well, it definitely wasn't us.
No, I use the respect barrier now.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Yeah, you got tons in there. Respect barrier and line and the corner flags.
Yeah, I should be setting up some corner flags. Like I said,
Mm.
we'll be doing some set pieces when we go out there.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of what we're talking about, isn't it? It's the benefit of drills versus game scenario in training.
I'm the tactical genius, so I just play games.
There you go. And I'm the development coach that takes everyone's rejects. So I got to teach these boys how to play football. But it does bring me to one of the things I wanted to talk about, because we keep saying how lucky you are to have a group of ballers. And whilst I've been going through like footage of Preston when he first started playing, honestly, mate, I can't wait for the reel, because the boy looked, oh God, it's so funny. So, and on it, I was the proudest dad alive. Like, there's one point where you hear me shout for him when he's gone in for a tackle and he's won the ball, half won the ball, and then just booted it away. I was like, yes, Preston, well done, my boy. And then look back at it and I was like, yeah, why has he just smacked it away? But it's so funny, isn't it? The evolution of them, and what makes you proud then to what makes you proud now. It's mad. But looking at it, your boys, whilst they were obviously well, certainly better than Preston. It's the first time he was playing, but they didn't look like head and shoulders above anything that I see now. Certainly not under nines level, because they would have been under nines then. But to see how far they've actually come, and to see you're not just blessed with good players, you've actually coached those boys.
Yeah,
Perfection, isn't it?
like we've worked hard, like over the last 18 months since Foxy been helping me as well.
Yeah,
we've worked hard, and like we laugh and joke. I rock up to training, play a game, but there is a lot of thought. There's a lot of how do I put it?
YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of YouTube. There's a lot of technique in the games. I don't just solely play games. I use different parts. Like, again, it depends who you follow. I got this pencil in my hand to make myself look sophisticated, but yeah. Like I follow a few coaches on the socials and stuff like that, and some say don't do it, some say do it. I play games, but I play like you got to get 5 passes before you shoot. You got to 2-touch, all in. Sometimes I play no outs as well, so the game continues, and that one's quite a fun one because
Yeah,
you know, as you can imagine, you've got a pitch and they're like on the other pitch. stuff
That
like
mate, the amount of times we've done it in the past, isn't it? And you can
yeah,
see
I know we do it
the
last 5-10 minutes, but
yeah, it's lethal, isn't it? It does get dangerous.
oh god, yeah. And then they never want to go home then, do they?
No, no.
But yeah, like some say don't you shouldn't do like 2-touch and you shouldn't do that because it's not realistic game scenario, but I really like it and it works really well because as you well know, I like the rondos.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. What's
And
your favourite drill? Oh, quite like a rondo.
it's quite funny because a lot of the times I used to get them there 10 minutes, we'd have a few laps around pitch, bit of intense running, um, almost like some sprints and stuff. But over the last couple of weeks, I've just got them there as they've been flowing in. One has a bib, one has a non-bib, and just gone straight into a game.
Yeah.
And it's worked really well. But then a couple of times, last 10 minutes, I've clocked it on my watch and I'll say, right, last one to the fence and back. And they're sprinting around. And then I'll say up and down, like, because I like to do the line runs. And they're all like looking at me like, is he serious? And I'm like, yeah, because sometimes the last 10 minutes of a game is where you can win and lose it. And if you've got that extra bit of fitness, and again, it's what we've worked on a lot. I've got some very fit boys in there. I mean, a prime example Saturday, it ain't very often where I'm at a bear. Well, I was at a bear 8. And thank you to Santi for coming up from yours. I had 60 minutes of football with 9 kids. Bearing in mind a year younger as well. They was really good. And I can't fault any of them. They put a shift in and it proves that the fitness works. They do. I'm lucky in the sense of nearly all of them, bar 1 or 2, are doing some sort of football outside of what I do. They're doing sports. They're on the go all the time, aren't they?
Yeah.
And boys, they've always got some on, and the fitness really is starting to show. And I've noticed that playing up a year, even that year, some of them kids are struggling in the last 10, 15 minutes with fitness.
Yeah.
And that's where and sometimes we score a lot of goals in them last 10 minutes.
Bergie time, Winnie time.
And it works. It works.
Yeah.
But I really like the games in training. I think it keeps them all moving. It keeps them all on the ball. And like they are playing football now. Like a prime example was on Friday. We had a game, like I said, as they was coming, I knew I had 10. Is it 10 or 12? Either. Each one come. I got them a bib, non-bib. They played the game. I mixed it up a little bit after. And then I set some, like almost a square in front of the goal, told the keepers to come out and play.
Mm-hmm.
And then we played like that. And first of all, the reason they done that is because they was just shooting from distance. And I was like, I don't want that. And he was like, but football's about scoring goals. I said, football is about scoring goals. But this training session is based on pass and move. Gets the keepers involved as well. They play out because, again, we've worked on using Finn in goal, pass the ball back. Done it a few times on Saturday, actually, which is good.
Yeah.
And did that for 20 minutes. I took the cones away and they started shooting again. I gave them the warning. I said, if you do that again. But yeah, like I said, it's took some time, but they're good, mate. They're good boys, Joey.
Yeah, they're really good, mate.
I
No,
can't.
you've done a good job. You have done a really good job on them.
Well, it's all Fox's brains.
But it helps to have somebody on the same wavelength, and
Yes,
somebody like you've said, he's your attacking coach.
he's played the
You
game.
were,
He's played a decent standard.
yeah, you were like midfield to the defensive midfield, so you can focus on that, and you've got quite a lot of midfielders, so it's good for you there.
Yeah,
But he can teach him how to score goals. He can teach him where to be and all that.
he can teach him how to score goals. He never had to be able to score himself, man. Like when he first started, I said,
Four
like,
in the first half.
you know the striker role better than I could ever teach. And he sort of like took Rory under his wing. And I'll tell you what, that boy on Saturday, he scored a hat trick, but his link up play, he played really well. Fully deserved man of the match. I know.
No.
If you score a hat trick 9 times out of 10, you get it. But his
Yeah.
all round play was really good, and that's the other thing. Like having the knowledge and the ability to pass the ball when it needs to, or have the confidence to drop the head and run. And
Yeah.
he did both. Made everything. Well, all decisions was right, and it was just really good performance.
I like that.
So yeah, he worked quite a lot with Rory. To be fair, it's worked. I mean, the kid's had like 50 odd goals, I think, this season, and
It's incredible, isn't it?
yeah.
That is incredible. Yeah, but he is. He's a good striker, and he's also got good players around him that are they're not ones that to come in and just try and shoot. I see a lot of it where they'll square the ball and like they link up to put him through. They see him as the one that's going to get the goal so that they can win a lot of the time. It's really good.
Yeah,
it's
like,
really good.
We've worked hard on it, but
Mm.
it does pay off.
Yeah.
You know?
See, for me, I'm more drill orientated. I am, and sometimes
There's so
I know
much
you.
planning.
Hey,
So much effort and planning.
it is though, and it actually is, but it's the same as what you say. Like people might think, oh, he's watched that on YouTube and he's chucked a couple of bits out and he's gone, I'll just do this drill this week. That's not it at all. Yes, a lot of them are from YouTube, and a lot of them are from books that I read.
I don't
But
think there's anything wrong in that.
nothing wrong with it at all, mate.
Why
You're
not
only
use it to your advantage, isn't it?
yeah. I'm new to this. I've been doing it for a year and a half. Like I ain't gonna have all the ideas yet. Give me time, but I ain't gonna have all the
Right, you're
ideas yet. Yeah. It won't. I will be writing my own book. Don't worry about that. That is on the cards, 100%. Coaching according to PJ.
Yeah.
It's an up
Welcome
the blues from me. I'm
welcome
sorry,
to the YouTube channel.
but each one of the ones I watch, I take something from each of them.
Yeah.
Or I think about the game that we're going into, or I think about again. For me, a lot of the time, the difference is personnel. For example, last weekend we went into the 9v9, but because of my philosophy with it all, if you haven't been training, you don't start. So then I start the squad, and I have to put the squad based on who's come training almost,
Yeah.
and who's then available. And it does change how you're going to set up because they don't all interchange position as much as I would like. But also, I don't know if some of them can play in the positions anyway. But then we have this weekend coming. We've got a 7v7 versus Lydney, and I'm letting some of the ones that are not as confident or are training only. I'm giving them a chance to play, and for that, I'm going to have to go into some completely different drills because those boys are going to have to learn what it's like in a game really quick. So we'll do a little bit of game scenario stuff then. But what I do a lot of, I do a lot of fitness stuff and trying to get the kids a bit of explosive pace. Like on Monday, we were doing with Preston and Arlo, just the two of them were doing a lot of like single leg movements and stuff to create more strength in individual leg. And then into sprints, some squat hops into sprints, really good for him. And it does make Preston's rapid. It works. It clearly works. But I try to get the whole team to do it. So I sent them homework. Nobody's responded.
What kid wants to do homework at the best of times?
Mate, it's not. I bet you it's not the kids. I bet the parents have looked at it and gone, "What is this boy on
Who
about?
this
Like,
kid think he is?
who does he think he is?" Yeah, we all know who I think I am. Simple as that. But I like drills, certainly for my lot, because drills are quite engaging because we split them up. So some are doing different drills to others.
Yeah.
So they're quite engaging, which is always good for training. And it does teach them, like, if you remember when I first started, you said a lot of these boys just need to learn the basics. I still get kids coming into training now that they're new, so they need to learn the basics. And that,
Even
that's
even
one
even saying that, I mean, we say it over and over again. Football's a simple game, and
simple game.
if kids do the basics, they will look good.
Yeah,
And like, again, a couple of times in our training sessions when we use games and couple of kids try these flicks and tricks and all. And I say, listen, as much as you kids think that it looks good, playing the simple football is so much better. Hey,
Yeah.
I got no problem kids trying it, but don't try it when you got 2 or 3 people on you, because you're never
No.
going to pass them.
No.
And it's funny. Like I learned. I don't know if I said it before. I learned years and years ago when one of the coaches who coached me said it, and I've used it my philosophy since day one. You know, kids try and take on 4 or 5 players, do all these flicks and tricks. Us playing 9v9 now. There's one thing on that football pitch that'll never get tired as much as you kick it around. Use the football. The football
Yeah.
will get tired. You will.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
there are a lot of learning it now on a bigger pitch. You can't run up and down all day.
No.
You
Simple
know,
as that.
and like I said, just simple football. Again, they think it looks good, all these flicks and tricks and all this stuff. Simple football is so effective.
Yeah, it is.
It
I
is.
mean, one baller we know, one absolute baller that we know, Colby. He is the definition of an academy level under 9 player. And like I was speaking to his dad the other night, and we went in depth about football and what people expect and people's expectations, all of it. And I said to him then, like, Colby's game, his pace is relentless.
He got a very good center of gravity as well.
Exactly. And this is where we say, like, his thing is dropping the shoulder, and he moves the ball with the outside of his foot one way, then the other, then the other. But he just does that a couple of times and he's gone. And that's all. He doesn't try and spin everybody. He's not trying to rainbow flick. He's not trying Rabona. He's not trying to do anything different than pass the ball. But he passes it into space, or he passes it to feet, and he moves. And that's all it is. And he's so. I know there's more involved in it. I know there is.
Yeah.
But doing those things, like Preston and Jade on the weekend, we had a bit of a tough game. Like, it shouldn't have been as tough a game as it was. And actually, it was more even than the scoreline suggests.
Yeah.
But the times we looked best was quite simply on the up the wing, Preston and Jade are knocking the ball between each other past everyone. And they get up there. And I thought, boys, you made it look so easy and you've cut through them. And then 5 minutes later, both of them are trying to go through like 6 people. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny, but that's why I like these drills, because the drills will instill those little, like, pass and move, when to shoot, how to use somebody to lay off and shoot. Defensive drills, we worked on positioning. Honestly, that one that I done with positioning, I genuinely think that's the best positioning drill I've ever seen. And I think you can use it in loads of different formats. You can have it you can use it to show your back four where they should be. You could use it if you find yourself in a 2v1 situation, how you should like move. Honestly, you can do everything with it. It's really good. I will send it you because honestly, it's a really good one.
Seems like we need to swap a few training sessions, and I'll just cut here and I'll cut your lot and have a game. You do mine.
Yeah. I said, oh mate, no, your boys would hate me though, wouldn't they? I had enough of Charlie, to be honest, on the weekend at Preston's party. I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
No,
Like, I feel sometimes that drill. I do drills, but I find sometimes because mine are so, well, they are just feral. They kind of lose a little bit of interest very quickly unless they enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then they can mess around and just get bored. And whereas when it's something that's constantly flowing, that's why like the rondos are always good, because it involves everyone. Sometimes if you're doing drills, they got to wait a little bit and then they start
start messing around. And that's why I've condensed the groups for these drills, because you do find that. And as they get closer as mates, there's a bit more banter between them. So then they are like jabbing each other, and they are like giving each other a bit of stick and all of that, which is great, and I love to see it. But at the same time, I have spent
can be frustrating.
I've spent a couple of hours like going over videos, going over what I'm going to do. I've already been there with the under 13s, and I've tried to make it so my life's a bit easier. I tried to do a drill that I can level down, so I
Yeah.
can use it for the under 13s, and I can level it down for the under 10s.
That'll
If you know what I
upgrade
mean.
it. 10s and 13s.
Yeah. Some of them. But do you know what I mean? Like when you've got those two different age groups to do within the same day, like I take my hat off to all of the, like, I'm going to call them proper coaches, people that have this as a profession and they go through multiple age groups during the course of a day. Even
Yeah.
PE teachers, a lot of it must be really difficult.
I'd put up with it if I was getting some wedge.
You get wedge as a PE teacher. But I mean, you would, wouldn't you? But do you think that would take the love for it away?
Yeah, probably.
Funny enough, I had a conversation with Jace about it today because we were talking about the sevens and eights, or sixes and sevens, however you want to look at it. But we were talking about them, and he was talking about the tops and how it's like it's brought back his love for it. And I said it was exactly the same when I went to those under sixes. It's not like I'd lost my love for anything, but like
Yeah.
to just see kids that
Do you
just
not,
literally love football.
going back to that question, do you not how do I word it in the right way? Do you not feel that you enjoy it more because you're doing it with your son?
Yes.
Because like I look at Cam, and hats off to Cam. Like he's got
Yeah.
no like
No tie to it at all. It's not even like a nephew or
no, he got
a niece
no
or
one in
an
there, and he does it, and he does it really well. He
yeah.
got again.
And he gets a lot of stick from us all.
He gets a lot of stick. He don't help
He does.
himself,
He does deserve the stick.
but he's bloody brilliant with them kids, and
Yeah.
he helped me out a lot when he took them on from me because
Yeah.
they never had a coach. He stepped in, and he turns up every week.
Just
You know,
about.
just about. It doesn't matter if he's 10 minutes late. He still turns up every week.
Yeah.
But and he got no allegiance to him whatsoever.
No, and I think a lot of us forget, and I think we forget how old or young he is.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's actually. I tell you now, when I was 21, ain't no way I'd be coming down to coach a load of kids, mate.
I stuck at
Like,
home with a kid.
I was trying to make one.
Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed my time when I had Harley's team, and again, same with Cope now. And like, if I could have my way, I would coach both the boys.
Yeah, of
If
course.
I could. Unfortunately, I can't. But I think you do enjoy it more when you're doing it with your son.
But it's and
Say
not
son,
an excuse, but
ourselves.
it's not like an excuse to spend more time with them. But it's another way to spend time with them, isn't it? I
Yeah.
know they have to share their time with you with other people, but you get to see them with their peers. You get to see them like just loving life, and you get to
Yeah.
see, you literally watch them grow through it properly, don't you? It's not like you're just watching them at the park or anything. Like we're watching them week in, week out, day in, day out. And like me and Preston doing drills in between this. Tonight he's got his strength and conditioning training. Last night it was one-to-ones with me and Arlo. And then we got training again tomorrow, which I go and watch. And actually, you're right, like watching training, not for me. Not
I
for me.
I find it really difficult, like on a Monday night when Cobe's down there. Like sometimes I say a few things, and I'm like, right, I've got to realise I'm dad this time. Like, can I?
Yeah. I
Again,
had to rein myself in on Saturday at his Cheltenham game. I did still have a go at him, but I had to like do it on the sly.
yeah,
You know?
because it's a prime example. Like, if Dan's told him to do something,
Yeah.
I'm going, Cobe, no, you play this way, then it's everything that we don't want on a Saturday.
It's everything I hate. Yeah. I made a point of not telling him how to play, just telling him what I expected. I didn't want to say where he should be or anything, but what I wanted to see from him, I was like, you've got to try harder here. Simple as that. He was against a baller, mate. An absolute baller. He was against the next Wayne Rooney. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, and it's it's very difficult being involved in coaching and then watching. I find it really difficult. I do.
Yeah, and it does give me a little bit of sympathy for my parents, but
I don't think
not
there's
every,
anything wrong in admitting it.
no, no. Yeah, it's difficult to keep your mouth shut sometimes when you think that what you have to say is helpful, you know.
Hmm.
But there's definitely room for rules and saying positive positive vibes only, guys.
Yeah,
If you
we
ain't
wit-
gonna shout
we wit-
anything positive at the kids, don't shout
we
anything at all.
we witnessed some on Saturday. The game
You
next
say
to us. I
that's the timer. Alexa, stop.
that's gone.
Yeah, that's 35 minutes, but we obviously have the intro as well.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll
Yeah.
quick. Yeah, so on the pitch next to us, something happened between a couple of kids, and I heard a couple of parents say something, and the coach shouted over to the ref, literally said, "Ref, if this carries on, we're going to stop the game and we're going." And he said the same thing then to the coach, and the coach said, "Yep, okay, that's fine." And then over on the distance, you just hear this dad go, "Go on then, mate." And the coach said, "I wasn't talking to you." He goes, "Go on, cancel it if you want." And I'm thinking, you're just like one.
What
There's
age was that again? Sorry.
what's that?
What age was it again?
Well, it was 9v9, so it was either under
It
11s or
could be it could be under 11s up to
under
well,
12.
under 11s or under 12s. That's it.
Yeah, and you're like, it's still not
That
even competitive, mate.
no, that's shocking.
Not that being competitive is any excuse to do it.
Competitive or not, it's just kids on there, and it's a coach giving up his time
And
doing
it's
what?
just like the dad looked like
Shameless.
that's why like it almost looks like that's why he goes to football on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, I hate that.
And it was just like there was just no need for it. And I remember like turning around to there was another coach from another game who I knew, and I was like, that's exactly what like we're trying to prevent in our game,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And the ref
yeah.
wasn't even a young ref; it was like quite an adult ref then. And I was just like,
Quite an adult ref.
yeah. And honestly, no need for it. It was just I felt embarrassed. It was nothing to do with me.
Yeah, it's rough, isn't it? I struggle to not say stuff in situations like that. I really have to bite my tongue because I'm one of the ones to say
I
something
just,
to that
I just
parent.
looked at him and laughed. I was like, mate, I was laughing from a distance. I was like, it's just pathetic. I don't know what you're achieving, and you don't look big and clever. You just you actually look
Kids
stupid.
football. Yeah, they do. It's kids football. You just don't run your mouth at kids football. It's if you're wound up, you're wound up. I get it. People do
I mean,
get, but
take yourself
yeah,
off.
take
Away
yourself off. I took myself off from Preston's game at Cheltenham. I had to go upstairs. I had to have myself a latte and calm down because I was like not enjoying what I'm watching. And then one of the mums was like, she's like, "You okay?" And I said, "No, I'm really struggling here." She was like, "Oh gosh, why?" I said, "Well, I'm struggling to watch it." I said, I nearly had a whiskey then, but no, I calm down. I've had a latte." but
You know
but
what you
that's
had to do when you had the whiskey in the latte.
yeah, I know this is an Irish coffee, but yeah, you do have to just remember where you are sometimes. And coaches are the same. There's some coaches that are like it. I'm very vocal. I'm very vocal. And actually, before this pod ends, I want to quickly say, because we were talking about training and drills and stuff. The other coach for Abbey Mead Sharks I played, there's Ian and there was a guy called Paul. I didn't know about Paul. Firstly, Paul is just like me, very vocal. We had a very honest chat before the game. Got a lot of time for him. Legend. Ian organised everything really good. He tried to get us kicked off a little bit earlier as well. Tried to be accommodating for Preston's game after. Great stuff. But we were talking about training, and their kids were so well drilled. Whether that's from, and I want to actually talk to him about what he does because to be honest with you, they weren't the best looking kids ability wise. When I saw them warming up and all, I thought, oh, this could be a decent game.
Hmm.
But then when it came to the game itself, they did have two very, very good players, two really, really good ones that shone there. But the way that their team held their shape and the way they moved the ball, it was really, really good to watch. And I thought this is a team that knows what they're doing for 9v9. And honestly, it's like you said, some teams will get found out whilst they might have been really good at 7v7, they might not have their players. But if you can be structured enough, if you can have how you're going to play, how you want to play, and you go with it, it looked like I got high hopes for them this season. I thought that they were really well drilled.
That's good to
Truth
hear.
be told, my boys could have done a lot better, but they still made us look bang average for a long time. It was really good, really good. But yeah, he was a vocal coach, and I thought, God, if there's anyone that would like, we'd get mouthy at each other. I was like, this is the one. We're both like literally firing it into the kids. It was like, it's crazy, just shouting instruction left, right, and center. And I was like, he's my kind of guy.
I like it. Like, as everyone knows, I'm very loud on the side as well, and like, I still feel that the kids need it. I personally think, like, I again, as a parent, I can't do it, but as a coach, I definitely couldn't be like completely silent. And there is
I think
coaches.
if I was, I think the kids would probably be more scared.
Hmm.
Can you imagine it if you're silent? I might try it this weekend.
They done that
No.
silent. I'm quite happy to admit it. It lasted 30 seconds for me. Not a chance.
I might try it, but again, it's different because I got the trainer only ones playing. And we'll see if drills or game scenarios works for them. But I think to conclude it a bit, I think there's an advocate. Like I'm an advocate for drills personally, just because of how it's helped mine to develop.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a time soon, and I wonder about maybe once a month having a training session solely on game scenarios. And when we get to the summer, we can do more of that.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course.
you can do a bit of both, and this is why I'm very much looking forward to training on the grass. Monday was love. I got back just in time for us to get out there. We had an hour. It did get pitch black, but we had an hour on the grass. It's so much. It's better for their needs for starters. It's better for my needs.
Yeah.
My gosh. No, it's really good. And yeah, whilst I might be an advocate for drills and you are for team for a game scenario, I think there's definitely room for both, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
You
And like
coaching.
I said it many times, I'll coach them boys how I think's best, and that's all you can do. You know,
Yeah.
you're the one willing to do it. You're the one putting your time in. And like I said, I've never in this is technically my 5th season. I've never had a parent give me any hassle of what I do. And I think I don't know if it's because the boys have been quite successful. Maybe if it was a different way, then
Maybe.
it may be different. But like I said, I can't credit my parents enough how well they are. They just let me get on with it. If
I
I
should
need
probably say now that my parents are good too. Yeah.
if I need to tell the kids, they got no problem. They just say, "Look, you do whatever you need to do." It's only a matter of time before they get a flick on the ear, but
Or worse.
yeah. So anyway, if you've got this far into the pod, comment below. Are you team drill or team game?
Are you game capital? But should we wrap that one up there and see
Yeah.
what people think? So if people could comment and just let us know what you think, or what do you do? What would you prefer to do? What do you prefer to do?
Or
What
do
would
you
you?
mix it up? Do you
Which is exactly what I'm going to start to do more
like?
of. I mean, we
I think
obviously have the game at the end, but I don't
yeah,
see
I
any
think most
point to
people.
that, and it's just a waste of time.
How like do you only have a 10-minute game? Do you have a 20-minute game? Do you have a half and half? Or do you just do me and have a 55-minute game? Lazy training.
Amazing. Right. Let's wrap that one up then.
Yeah.
With a big up the Blues for me.
Is that the Clarets for me?
No.